Hello and welcome to the Frugal Life with Mercedes. I am Mercedes. Today I am doing a front porch chat. It is beautiful outside. I'm really enjoying the nice weather. After I'm done making this video, I'm going to knit and listen to my audiobook. Because I know somebody will ask, my shirt says, "Keep calm and get your boots dirty." It's green and it said something about boots and dirt, so I had to have it. Secondhand, of course, men's section. You guys are going to probably hear dogs barking since I'm outside, but also my parents' dogs. They're in their horse playing. So, what I wanted to talk about today was, if you've been with me for a while, like years, and you might know this anyway, in 2018, I joined Weight Watchers, which they call WW, but I always say Weight Watchers. And I lost 46 pounds. Then I stopped doing it just because I had so many other things going on. And I felt fine where I was. And also, like, the tracking and all that was just like, it was tedious for how long that I did it. 3 years I was on Weight Watchers, and I did lose the weight, which was awesome, but I felt like it was becoming an obsession, and it kind of was not really a great place for me. And I've talked about that in videos before. But anyway, so I stopped doing that, and I've slowly put on a little bit of the weight, and so I'm going to be focusing on health and wellness and being more mindful with my eating. So I'm not rejoining Weight Watchers, so this is not a Weight Watchers video. However, I know the meals that I ate when I was on Weight Watchers, so I'm going to be doing my version of Weight Watchers, and I'm going to see how that works. And we're not even, can't really call it Weight Watchers because it's not, but just focusing on my portions. That's always been my problem. I remember when I was on Weight Watchers, and you would see people say like that they never ate fruits and vegetables before joining and all that, and they weren't active, and that was never me. I was always very active, even at my heaviest, and I've always been a big fruits and vegetables person, but it's always been the portions. And I always joke with people that I would rather not have dinner, I'd rather have candy. So, those kinds of things. And so I kind of just made the decision that I'm going to be, for the next little bit, being a little more mindful. I worked really hard to lose that weight, and if you guys didn't know, I'm only 5'1", so I'm very short, so even a little bit extra weight is a lot of pressure on my knees and all that. So, at my heaviest, the reason that I joined Weight Watchers to begin with was because I started to have knee problems. And at the time, I was 28, and I was like, I am too young to be having knee problems. But basically after I lost like 5-10 pounds, my knees never hurt again. And something that's really important is I've always had confidence. Even at my heaviest, I wore bikinis, I wore shorts, I wore belly shirts. That was never an issue for me. It's not that I don't have moments of doubt, or it's not that I don't have moments of being self-conscious, because that would be lying. You know, there's always insecurities that we have, and you know, everybody's insecurities are different. Oh. Sorry guys, the roosters and the chickens have decided to come join us. If I get a second after I film this, then I'll show you guys that the rooster's been crowing. But it's like I'm sitting here and I hear something walking behind me, and you're like, that's just the chickens and the roosters. Okay, so back on topic. So I feel great the way that I am, and I felt great at my heaviest, and I felt great at my absolute lowest. And so I'm not really that focused on what the scale says. It's just, when the pandemic happened, I stopped working out, and I was working out a lot, and I feel like I've gotten out of shape, and I've always been a very like active and flexible person, and I feel like I'm beginning to lose some of that. So I really want to work on that. But the most important thing is that you love yourself, and I always tell people, love yourself exactly where you are. You know, don't wait until you lose 20 pounds to buy that great top that you want, or the pants, or wear the bikini, or whatever it is. You know, of course, comfort level, keeping in mind your comfort level and all that. But just, you know, appreciate where you are today, and it's okay to have goals, whatever those are. And so, like I said, I'm not really going to be tracking, you know, points or calories or anything like that. It's just going to be more mindful. And, you know, I did work really hard to shed those 46 pounds, and I've put some of it back on, and I don't want to get back to my heaviest, you know. And I am gonna, you know, be weighing myself, but I'm not gonna be obsessive about it or anything like that. And this is one of those things that is gonna be lifelong. It just is. You know, I've talked in the past about having, you know, distorted eating habits, and you know, I didn't do a trigger warning, but I hope that anybody that has that would be triggered by these kinds of conversations would, you know, pardon. I haven't made videos in so long, I always forget about the trigger warnings. I'm sorry guys. But and so I know that that's something that I'm gonna have to always be conscious about, because the overeating is a problem. And you know, I do have I'm in a new-ish relationship, and just like with probably a lot of other people, I start packing on the pounds. One, when I know that a relationship is like coming to its end, or when I am blissfully falling for somebody. So, you know, it's one of those things. But towards the end of my other relationship, it was the opposite, because I was in the midst of Weight Watchers, and so that helped keep me focused on my goal. And you know, and this has nothing to do with having a significant other, or looking for a significant other, or trying to keep a significant other. At least not for me, and I hope it's not like that for any of you guys, because who you're with should love and appreciate you how you are. And that doesn't mean that you can't support each other to be your best, healthiest self, because that's what's really important, is your health. Like, I want to live a long time for myself and for the people that I love, but you don't need to be the tiniest of your life forever and be obsessing about calories and weight and all that for the rest of your life. But I want to be the best possible me for myself. I did inform Brandon that I was going to do this, and of course he didn't know me when I was doing WW, but he was aware that I had done it. And shortly after we started seeing each other, we started following each other on the gram, and I was like, he's like, I saw pictures from, before, and he's like, still gorgeous, gorgeous, because he sees me for who I am, and a few extra pounds wouldn't have mattered. So if he would have met me at my absolute heaviest or my lowest or somewhere in the middle where I am now, and I'm the exact same person, so it all would have panned out the exact same. But I did inform him of what I was doing, and I told him that when he was around, which, he is out of town a lot, I would not be as obsessive about it. And he was like, well, if there's anything I can do to help, and the cat, hi Clementine, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here. If I can do anything to support you, and that's what I need. I need that support, because when I was on my weight loss journey before, I didn't have that support system within my romantic relationship. In fact, it was quite the opposite. There was a lot of sabotage going on. So that I am completely grateful for. But whether I was getting support or not, I was going to do it. And that's just the way that it is for me. And I hear a lot of people that are like, well, it's easier when you do it with somebody, or anything like that. And I've never had that. Like, with my family, they support me in everything that I do. Every crazy idea that I have, they completely support me. But they weren't at the gym with me. You know what I mean? My friends were all supportive, but they weren't at the gym with me. They weren't keeping the Snickers and the Pepsi away from me at 2 a.m. when I felt at my lowest points. You know what I mean? So it's like, you really have to do it for yourself. And a support system is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But wherever you are, and it doesn't just have to be like a health fitness journey, anything. You're not always going to have people that are going to support you. You're not always going to have people there that are holding your hand. And that's okay. And I think that helps build us up. So that's basically what's going on. So I had gotten a comment from a longtime subscriber, and she really enjoyed my cooking videos that I used to do. Now, under my current situation, I really don't cook. My mother does a lot of the cooking, and now that I'm on this, I will be cooking some, but you guys aren't going to want to watch me boil hard-boiled eggs and fry up eggs, and and I'm not just eating eggs, but you know what I mean. I'm keeping the meals very, very simple and basic, so I might do some filming of that, but like I said, under my current circumstances, I don't really need to like cook like meals like I did when I was living independently. And I do cook, but I cook when I'm at work with my clients, and I'm at work, and because of confidentiality and the fact that I'm at work, I cannot film while I'm cooking with them. But I'm sure that once my living situation has changed, then I will do cooking videos again. I hate to cook. If I had it my way, I would eat takeout 3 meals a day, every day. Big waste of money, but that's the kind of stuff that I like. Like, I'd be eating Chinese takeout pretty much every night for dinner. but that's one not very good for you and not good for your bank account. So, you know, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about. So I encourage you guys, if there's something that you are working towards, then, you know, set goals and make them obtainable. And it's easy to get obsessed, but give yourself grace and be easy on yourself. So, okay guys, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please consider subscribing, and until next time, bye.